Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to be discussing how to invest in the stock market for beginners. If you're new to the stock market, you've never looked at the stock market before, or maybe you've sort of dabbled in the stock market but you're really not sure what you're doing, this video will serve you perfectly so that you can understand how you should be navigating the stock market. And really this video comes down to focusing on two key ways that you can approach investing in the next year and over your lifetime. There's two distinct ways that you can go about investing. One is going to be for most people and is super easy. Anyone can do it. You don't need really any skill at all. You just need to be able to use a computer and an internet connection. And the other method is for a small number of people who are interested in analyzing businesses, as we will discuss, and people who want to challenge themselves and try and outperform the market. But that is what we're going to discuss in today's video. And if you get some value out of this and you're new around here, then consider hitting subscribe and joining the team. And I'm always looking forward to hearing your feedback as comments down in the comments section below. But for now, let's jump into it. So as I mentioned, there are two key ways that you can approach investing for your portfolio when building a long-term portfolio, something for your retirement or just building a portfolio over the long term to build your wealth. And the first method that we're going to talk about is what I would call passive investing. And this is investing that is pretty much completely hands-off. You're not involved in looking and studying businesses or trading or anything like that. It's very much hands-off, and that's why it's called passive. You really don't need to do anything. You just need to set up a plan and stick to that plan consistently over many years. So the best way to passively invest, in my opinion, is to use what are called index funds. Now, index funds are these stocks that you can buy on the stock market. They're usually available in most countries where you are, whether you're in Australia like myself, or in the US, or in the UK, or somewhere else. And what an index fund is you buy a single stock and you get part ownership in an entire index, a basket of businesses that have been pre-selected. So, for example, there is one that I'm invested in for Australian businesses, which is called the Vanguard Australian Shares Index. And when you invest into the Vanguard Australian Shares Index, which has a ticker symbol VAS, you get part ownership in the top 300 companies in Australia. So you buy one single stock, which is the Vanguard stock, and you get part ownership in a basket of businesses, which are the top 300 businesses in Australia. And you might be wondering, what is the benefit of doing that versus picking individual businesses? And the benefit is that you're able to capture the market average return over the period that you're investing over. And in terms of sort of looking at past historical returns, the US and Australian markets for the past 100 years of data that we have gone up at approximately 6 to 10% over that time. Some periods are smaller returns, some periods are higher, but on average, that is the return that has been generated out of the broader markets of the US or Australian markets over the past 100 years. So if you are someone who wants to build wealth and to grow your wealth over the long term and also benefit from the success of businesses in Australia or the US or some other index that you're looking at, then investing in index funds is the best way to go about it, because you really don't need to know anything. All you really need to know is that what you are going to be doing is setting up a dollar cost average plan. So dollar cost averaging is the practice of consistently investing the same amount of money at equal intervals consistently over the long term. And by doing that, you're able to capture the market average return. And how this works is that, let's say you decide that you're going to invest $1,000 every 3 months over your lifetime. What will happen is, if the market is expensive, if prices are high, your $1,000 is going to buy less stock. And when the stock prices are cheap, when the stock market is going through some kind of depression or a recession or just some kind of crash, your $1,000 is going to capture a lot more shares. You're going to be buying more units. And that way, over the long term, you're able to capture the average between all of the ups and downs of the market. And this is the best approach if you want to be completely hands-off. Another benefit that's worth mentioning when it comes to index funds is that they are very low cost. There's a couple of things that make this really the most cost-effective way of investing. The first is that you're not investing super frequently. You might be investing every 3 months or every 6 months, but you're not investing every single day, which means you're not incurring brokerage or other kinds of currency fees on a day-to-day basis. So that's the first benefit. And the second benefit is because you're investing in an index and you're not giving your money to an active manager who's making decisions, you really don't have to pay high management fees. Some of these active managed funds will take 1 or 2 or 3% of your returns consistently just from managing that portfolio. Whereas if you stick to an index fund, for example, the Vanguard one that I mentioned, the cost is just 0.15%. At least that's what it was last time I checked, which means that it is very, very low cost. There's basically no management fees, and you get to keep all of the profits, all of the gains that you get from holding that and from the success of businesses within that index. Now, there are some cons to this method, and it's important to discuss them. And the major con that comes about from passive investing is that you still don't really know what you're doing. If you come to the market and you don't know what you're doing, this is a great method for getting involved in the market, but it doesn't give you any further clarity as to what you're actually investing in. And a lot of people will quote you the 8% return that the market has achieved over the past 100 years as a way of saying, well, if you invest in index funds, you will make 8% in the future or 6 to 10% in the future. And that is just not true. Even though that has been the historical return, that does not mean that that is the return that you are going to be making in the future. Past returns do not equal future returns, and the success of businesses broadly could very much differ to how it has been over the past 100 years. So ultimately, it means that you really don't really know what you're doing still, and you don't have any confidence or ability to predict what returns you're going to make and where your portfolio will be in the future in 10, 20, or 30 years. So that is the first approach, passive investing in index funds. But what if you are one of the few people out there who are really passionate about analyzing businesses, diving deep into the numbers, and doing those sort of calculations to work out whether a business is going to perform better than the average over the long term? Well, if that is you, then you might want to take what's called an active investing approach. And this means that you're picking individual businesses. So instead of capturing the average, instead of buying everything in a particular market, the top 300, you're picking out maybe 5 to 10 businesses out of those 300 that you think will do better than average so that your portfolio can also do better than average. And as I just mentioned, the main reason why you would want to do this is because you get the potential to make higher returns than the market average. And this will allow you to compound your portfolio at a higher rate than the average person. But in terms of what is the biggest pro, the biggest reason that I personally use a substantial amount of my portfolio to actively invest is for consistency of returns. When you just capture the average, you have no idea how any of the businesses within that average are going to perform, let alone how they will average out over the long term as a group. But when you're picking individual businesses, you can focus on businesses that have very, very consistent cash flows, the profitability that they produce, how much money they generate for shareholders, businesses that have very consistent levels of profitability over the long term, then you can be accurate in predicting what your future returns are going to be from those particular businesses. You can dive deep into the business, understand how it operates, how it works with other businesses that it's competing against, how is the industry growing, and doing all of that kind of analysis to learn about where a business is likely going to grow in the future and ultimately have more control over your investment returns. Now, there is some cons to actively investing, and there's one really major one that I should make super, super clear, and that is that most people who try to actively invest fail. They fail to beat the market average, meaning that despite all of their efforts, they would have been better off just doing the passive method and buying the index and accepting the market average return. And there's a few reasons why most people fail, but the key reasons are that they just have either no strategy, or they have a strategy, but they don't follow it consistently over the long term. Most people, when they're investing, they get caught up in the short term to the point where they'll use a particular style of investing for 6 months, for a year, and then they'll forget about it, or they'll chase some new hot strategy, or they'll start day trading, or they'll start looking at small caps, or they'll start shorting stocks or doing trading options. They start just running for different things to do because they get bored. What you need to do to be successful over the long term is to find a strategy that has proven to be worked in the past, and then use it consistently, not over 6 months, not over a year, not over 2 years, but over many, many decades while you're investing, so that you can invest in great businesses consistently over your lifetime and benefit from the compounding effect of those businesses over the long term. So how would you go about actively investing? Is there a particular strategy that I suggest that you use? And there really is. There's a strategy that I talk about on this channel in detail in all of my videos, and it really has 4 major components. The first is that you need to thoroughly understand the business. We talk about this, and Warren Buffett says that this is about only investing in businesses that are well within your circle of competence, businesses that you thoroughly understand through research and through your own life experiences. Maybe they're businesses that you're a fanatic consumer in. Maybe you're obsessed with that particular market and you know which businesses are great. Those kinds of things give you an advantage when doing your analysis. The second point is that the business needs to have a distinct competitive advantage, a wide economic moat, something that's giving it an edge over the other businesses in its industry and are going to be making sure that it continues to thrive over the long term. Number 3 is we need to look at management, and management is super important because these are the people who are making decisions on our behalf for us. So we need to make sure that they are honest with us and good at their job. And then lastly, once we've found great businesses, we aren't willing to pay an infinite price. We need to figure out what price we're willing to pay, and that is a matter of predicting what the future cash flows of a business will be. But that 4-step process is the process I go through with every single business that I want to invest in actively. And it's the process that I go through for eliminating really bad businesses and finding businesses with really consistent cash flows that I can be confident are going to generate me high returns in the future. Now, those are the 2 methods, passive and active, but there actually is a third method that you can use, and it's the method that I use, and this is to use both. It's to have a passive proportion of your portfolio and an active portfolio position. And I don't hear a lot of people talking about combining both of these, but I think it would be super valuable for most people to, or most people who are watching this at least, to have a combination of both, because if you're watching this video, chances are, well, some of you may just be interested in the passive side, and that's completely fine. But some of you, or a lot of you, I would suggest, are people who like analyzing businesses. You're interested in learning about businesses and finding the ones that are going to be successful over the long term. And for those people, I suggest that you have that passive proportion of your portfolio. Maybe it's most of your portfolio. Maybe it's 80% or 90%. For me personally, it's about 10 to 15%. But if you're not super confident in your ability yet, you can have 90% of your portfolio invested in index funds, passively investing. And then you can have 10 to 20% of your portfolio invested in maybe 1 to 2 businesses that you've done a thorough analysis of. And that way, if you're completely wrong in your analysis and you make a huge mistake, your portfolio isn't going to blow up. It's not going to go to like, you're not going to be the person who's invested 90% in Tesla and is going to be bankrupt in 3 years' time. But you are going to be someone who has a little bit of your portfolio that doesn't work, and most of your portfolio that is continuing to go up with the average. And I think that is the best approach for most people, because investing can be boring, and a lot of people, while the passive investing approach is obviously very smart for most people, if you're going to get bored and you really do like analyzing businesses and you really want to take a little bit more control over your portfolio, then a great approach is to just focus in and try and analyze just 1 business or maybe 2 businesses and add them as a small proportion of your portfolio. And as I mentioned, for me, I use a combination of both. When I started out completely passive, and then over time, as I developed my understanding of analyzing businesses, I slowly added more and more individual businesses that I think will be very, very successful over the long term and will generate me high returns, to the point where now I just have 10 to 15% passively invested, and about 85 to 90% of my portfolio is in a handful of individual businesses. Now, if you want to learn more about active investing, then this is the perfect place for you. This channel is basically set up to talk about the strategy that I use when I'm actively investing and talk about all of the little different elements that make up the analysis process. I talk about a ton of different individual stock analysis case studies, talking about how a particular business meets our requirements or why a particular business does not meet our requirements. So if you're interested in learning more about that side of investing, and if you're interested in passive investing, I talk about it from time to time, then the best thing that you can do is hit the subscribe button and join the team. And if there's any particular questions that you have, go ahead and leave them as a comment down below, and I'll be answering questions as this video goes live. But thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.